money, what you say, what you say, get money, what you say, huh? Get money. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Charity, and I am the mommy money getter. What does that mean? That means I'm going to take care of them kids. That's right, I got 5 girls, and I take care of my babies. And I'm going to get to that bag by not any means, but well, let's just say I'm going to get to that bag, that content creator bag. And baby, it is a good bag, especially when you know how to use your platform and the various tools that are available to you. But alas, tis is Saturday, and on Saturdays I take a break from sack chasing. Wait, that didn't sound right. Let me start over. Seriously. It's Saturday, and on Saturdays I'm on a different wavelength. And tonight I'm trying to chill. No business. Well, not my business. I'm trying to get into everyone else's business. You heard? And it's a lot to talk about. So join me tonight and let's have a chit chat about the goings on and on and on and on. You feel me? Okay, but before we get started getting into everybody's business, I just want to shout out my girl Yo Yo from the Entertainment You Love channel. I'll call her my sis because she is so supportive. And if she does nothing else, she's going to keep it real on her channel, talk her stuff. And she's a girl, a girl's girl. And I love that about her. So thank you, Yo Yo, for always encouraging me and other creators and for bringing me on board. Your Entertainment You Love, Streamers University. I'm ready to get it. I mean, I didn't have plans on doing this, but I'm ready to get in there and get it in. Myself, Yo Yo, and a bunch of other creators will be going live every day for the next 30 days. Well, actually, for the month of June. I'm just getting started pretty early, or a day early. I'm just getting started a day early. As we go into the month of June, I will be showing my face, but today this is a little impromptu live. So I was just like, what's up, real life simulations? What's up, girl? We in here. Um, yes, but like I was saying, I'm gonna be going live and I'm gonna be showing my face. I got a lot of stuff planned, but back to what I was saying. Um, where was I? Um, we'll be going live every day in June. So make sure if you're not already doing so that you follow me and turn on your notification bell so when I go live, you'll know that I'm going live so you can come join my live. Okay? Tonight I'll be discussing lots of cool topics. I'll probably do well, not tonight, but I mean like during the lives for the next 30 days. I'll be doing some of this. I'll be doing like a wind down, and I'll be talking about some of the hot topics that piqued my interest that week, and you'll probably be interested in them as well. If not, hey. Also, I'll be doing some story times. I have a few story times that I was gonna actually upload, but I never got around to doing it. But it's some that are very near and dear to my heart, and I'll probably do some story times on live. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. And I'll also be giving you guys some tips, content creator tips, um, like how I'm earning money as a content creator. Even though my following is kind of sketchy, but I'm still able to make a little point. So I'll be doing some of those lives again. I did a lot of content creator lives in March, but I'll go back to doing that. I'll probably do like one or two um, lives like that during the month of June. So, and let me know. Don't be afraid to let me know in my on this live or any live that I do what you would like to see me talk about or which lives you like the best. So, make sure you're liking the live. Make sure that you're commenting because that's how I know what you like and what you don't like. Or if you don't like it, don't give it a thumbs up. Yeah, give me a thumbs up anyway. But this before we get started with tonight's chat, this week I officially hit 1 million views on this channel. Yay me. Yay! I actually have over 1 million views now, but for whatever reason, you couldn't see it on my profile. Only in my analytics could I see that I had over 1 million views. So what I wanted to do was wait until my subscribers or anyone who visited my page, I wanted you to be able to see that I had 1 million views. So I didn't really announce it until then. And since we have reached 1 million views, since you guys are that for me, that means you guys are feeling your girl. So I said, okay, I gotta give my subscribers a name. And so I've said it on a short or two, and I've been saying it this week. I just started saying it this week, so you might have already heard it. But here's the name for my supporters and the fans of my channel. I'm calling my crew, my gang. It's Money Getter Gang over here, all right? So thank you for joining me. Thanks for all the love you've been showing your girl for tuning in. Um, and let me know you're down with me by putting the money bag in the chat. If you're still in here, if you like the live, if you ready to turn up, let's go. All right. So I see y'all in the chat. Let's see who I got with me. Uh, Let me see who. I don't know who's still in here. Keep pushing forward. Thanks for coming in. Who else is here? Thanks, gamer. What's up, girl? You have the best content. I love your content. Thank you for always showing love to your girl. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. Look at me already tongue tied. And where is my water? I didn't get my water. Okay. So, as you saw in the thumbnail, tonight we're getting into some things, and we are going to be talking about Diddy and how that trial is going. I've been tuned into that. I don't know about you all, but I've been watching too much of it. I mean, it's crazy, all the stuff that. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk. We're also going to talk about Cardi B and Offset. They're a hot mess. What's up, K Money? We're going to be talking about Remy and Papoose, and we'll also be talking about the Megan the Stallion and Tory Lanez debacle. It's like, come on, he already got his time. Like, oof, that's a mess. But we'll be talking about all of that tonight, and maybe some other things if we can get through that. So let me go ahead and give this disclaimer. I'm giving my opinion, and my opinion only based on entertainment news and views that is already available to the public, in addition to what the aforementioned celebs have offered up on their own social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. So I'm not talking about anything that's not already out there. Everything is alleged as far as court goes and whatnot. So I'm just giving my opinion. Don't take anything as fact that I state, even though your girl keeps it real. I don't come on here lying and making up stuff. But I'm giving my opinion on these topics. So uh, let's go. So first up, let's talk about Cardi B and Offset. Now, Cardi B and Offset got married what in 2017. They were married for about 7 years before they separated. Had 3 children. Had this whirlwind romance. It was always kind of sketchy, right? Offset was accused of infidelity several times, and Cardi B was always vocal about it. She was never afraid to go online and tell their business. And I always just found that kind of like, I know that's how she came to be known. I know that's how she got in the game, was by getting online and, uh, telling her business and whatnot. But for me, I don't know. I don't mind sharing, and I don't mind giving people a little bit here and there, but it just always rubs me the wrong way with anybody. People I know, celebs, whoever. I don't like all that telling your business stuff. And, but I guess that's just her way of handling things. So, yeah. But anyway, over the years, they've gone back and forth, and it looked like they would make it. I I just didn't know how Cardi B would finally separate herself from Offset, because you could tell that, hey, it seemed like they were trying to make it work, and it seemed like they were trying to keep it together, and it actually lasted longer than I thought that they would, because Cardi B is just a dynamic character, and Offset, um, he doesn't seem like a one woman type of man, in my opinion. But I guess that, Cardi B just had enough. And I think what really happened is, and I could be wrong, I could be wrong, but when they first got together, here Offset was, he was with this huge group, the Migos. They were like everywhere, and they were doing their thing. And if you ask me, I didn't really pay attention to Cardi B. I knew she had music coming out. My older daughters who are adults, they knew who she was, and they were like, "Oh, that's Cardi B," and I'm like, "Who?" Because she's not somebody I would pay attention to. But I'm not gonna lie, I used to watch Love and Hip Hop. I haven't watched it in years because I'm above that. I'm grown now. Okay, I'm grown and I'm evolved. But back in the day, baby, Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta used to be my guilty pleasure. Okay? And I think Cardi was on Love and Hip Hop New York. So when she came on there, I thought, oh, okay, this girl's different. I just thought she was like real, I'm not going to go there what I thought of her. But when she said she did music, we had Jocelyn who did music, and there was a few people that came on the Love and Hip Hop franchises. And the only one who really left there at the time and really had somewhat of a career outside of that with music was K Michelle. And I thought she did really good. But no one else seemed to leave that show and have a music career afterwards. But yeah, so Cardi B, she didn't really show any music on there, and she just was kind of like, turned up on there. But I think later on she had this song Lick and with Offset, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then Bodak Yellow came out, and I was like, okay. But you saw other people in the industry giving her like a heads up. And for me, when you seen her dating Offset and going on, it was like, okay, it piqued your interest a little bit more about her. And she has even said Offset was instrumental in helping her to get her album done, and getting other artists to. She said she was afraid to ask, and Offset would fly out to different places and get people to get on her album. And she said he helped her when she was afraid to, not afraid, but when her former manager, she said, was robbing her blind, or had her in some type of fair contract. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie. But she said that he did help her get her business side of things straight, and he helped her with her first album, right? So, with that being said, being that they're married, and now that Offset, it seems like his career is on the decline, very much on the decline, and I know Offset doesn't have as much money as Cardi B does, right? So, with that being said, he has asked for spousal support. And Cardi B's like, oh, why is he asking for spousal support? I take care of the kids. But Cardi, I think you have been taking care of the family. And I think that's probably why you didn't want to be with Offset anymore, because he's not a part of the Migos anymore. His music career is going. I mean, nobody really is buying an Offset album, and it's like after his last album didn't do well, you joined him on a few tracks and you try to help him promote that. But after that didn't do well, and you see yourself trying to get back into your career, and every time you're trying to get back into your career, here you are with another baby. And then it's like, wait a minute. I think you probably start saying to yourself, like, look, I'm paying for everything. He's cheating. I can't get my career off the ground. I got baby after baby after baby. And I think you said to yourself, you know what? I'm tired of him. And I think you had been wanting out of that marriage. But you kind of probably wanted to stay. You wanted your family. You wanted to probably make it work because you didn't want egg on your face. But I'm sure at the same time, because as soon as you dropped that last one, I don't think you even spent what, 6 weeks home with that baby. You feel me? Real life simulations. Like that baby wasn't even a good 2, 3 weeks, so you were on a plane out the country, and I said, "Ooh, I have had 5 children, and not one of them, not from my youngest to my oldest, was I ready to jump up and go to a club, go out with a man. None of it. Okay, I wanted to heal up, and I wanted to stay home with my babies. Okay, I could care less what their daddies was doing. I was convalescing. I was feeding babies, getting burped on, staying, getting up at night. You're all in love with your babies. I couldn't, like, for the first, I want to say, I don't know why it's a 6 week, maybe because you had to go to your 6 week visit and then you feel like you're free, you can get back to you a little bit. But like 2 months, 3 months, I'm not leaving my child with anybody except my mother, for one. And two, she's not even getting them until they're a little bit older. You know, they need their shots. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. They need their shots. They need to get a little bit of, a taste of the environment. I'm not letting anybody else watch my babies like that. So I don't see how she do it. You should have enough money where you should be able to sit back and chill for a bit. What's the point of being a millionaire? What's the point of having all that money if you can't have a baby? I mean, her homegirl barely had the baby. I don't even think she was 2, 3 months, 2, 3 weeks, and was on a stair stepper. She was trying to get back out there. I think she went to the fashion week, and I think she went overseas. I'm like, girl, I'd be scared to do that. But she did, and she left that baby at home. I'm guessing she did because I know that baby wasn't on the plane that young. Is that even possible? Child, please. But anyway, it was like she wanted to get back out there. Anyway, I think while she was still pregnant, she was saying that they were separated and that she was filing for divorce. So this time she was serious. I guess Offset thought, okay, well, she's having a baby. She's going to feel a certain type of way. She's going to want me to come back home. But Cardi said, She started wrapping that up while she was pregnant. She already had stuff on in the cut, waiting like, just let me drop this load. And when I do, what's up, yo, girl? We in here. And when she dropped that load, honey, it was over with for Offset. And he been sick ever since because not only is his family gone, but Offset's source of income is gone because Cardi is in New Jersey, right? And then Offset, he's stationed mostly in Atlanta. But they said that his house hadn't even been paid for. He's not even paying for it. Cardi is paying for it. And, he got the nerve to have other women there. I feel you, Cardi. But you know what? You already seen he was a baby daddy to 3 different women when you got with him. I do not know what these girls, these women think is going to be different from them. And there's not enough money in the world, not enough love in the world for me to think that a man is not going to be a man, especially when he already showed who he is. Okay? So anyway, yeah. So now she's upset because she don't want to pay that spousal support, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You're the if you're the the predominant, I don't know, I'm losing my words tonight, guys, so just bear with me. If you're the dominant breadwinner, if you're earning most of the money, Cardi, it don't matter if Offset cheated with everybody, you gotta pay because you didn't have the wherewithal or the foresight to get you a post-nuptial agreement, so you're gonna have to pay that. Thanks for sharing, yo, I appreciate that. You're gonna have to pay him. You gotta pay the piper. Okay, that's unfortunate. I wouldn't want to pay him either. I would feel like this is my money. I'm working hard for this money, and you're cheating. I'm not about to take care of you and another woman. But if I was you, what I would do is I would just settle with him, get my children scared away because Cardi's like, I allow Offset to see my children. Hold up. Those are not your children. Those are you and Offset's children. And I don't think she wants him to take those kids out of the state of New York. But she said he doesn't come see those kids. He has to come to New York to see them. What? He has family, but I don't even think she wants his mom and them to see them kids. That's crazy. But yeah, best of luck to them. So yeah, I'm moving right on to the next topic, which is going to be Megan the Stallion and Tory Lanez. You know what? I would be so mad if I was Meg and Tory. First of all, you guys are not married. You guys are not baby daddy, baby mama. Y'all still thugging it. I mean, y'all still chunking them. Like you guys had like this long term relationship, all this different stuff. Like you guys probably bumped uglies according to Meg. If you listen to Meg, she said one or two times. But this is what I would like to know, Meg. If it was just a drunk, if it was just some drunk stuff, right? Why did you go back to that lady house and go get that man? I guess it was like, I guess he did something to you, honey, because if you saw him try to get with somebody else, why'd you get mad and go back and get him? I think that's the piece that level of accountability that Meg has never accepted for her part. We're going to get on Tory. We're going to get on that little man, that little Tootsie Pop. But first, I want to talk about how Meg went back and got him. Like, what type of self esteem do you have? What type of ego do you have that a man who already is with your best friend, allegedly, and you the hot girl, and you had other people allegedly. So why are you tripping off of him with Kylie Jenner? But you went back and got him. And when you went back and got him because you were already leaving. Had you went home that whole night when it happened, and you have never, Megan has never accepted responsibility for that. Right, yo, the situation is very crazy, and she has never said, you know what, I wish if she had said, you know what, I wish I had never went back and got him. I think if I had just went home, none of this would have never happened. But I know we were all arguing because they were all arguing. One of the witnesses said he could see everybody arguing and he saw everybody fighting. But Megan has never admitted that her and Kelsey were fighting. She has never admitted that they were all tussling. She has never said we were all getting drunk. We were all tussling and this is how this happened. She accepted no responsibility. It's always been, well, Tory got mad. We were all chilling. We did have a little argument. First it was, oh, I never was with him. Oh, none of this. First you lied about everything. You lied about being with Tory. You lied to the police. And then you lied to us, the public. And then now we're supposed to feel sorry for you. Okay, that happened to you. He did that. And as far as I'm concerned with Tory, you have been a little spitfire, doing this and doing that to people. So, um, it is what it is, with you. Because you had no business doing that to that girl. I believe you did it. I don't care what you said. Kelsey didn't do that. She wouldn't have did that. She probably was out there fighting. And I think you did that to Meg to get her up off of her. Or I think you did it just being, you know, on whatever you was on. But you shouldn't have did that. And you did. So, and you had did some other things. Who else was it? Somebody else right before that said, I think it was August Alsina. I don't remember. Don't get me to lying. So, but I know it was somebody, another celeb, that said that they had an exchange of words with you, and you tried to get about it with them. So, and then it was some other stuff, and you were already on probation. So why was you doing that into a woman anyway? Like, you couldn't use your words, Tory. So, but bottom line is, I feel like they all are responsible for that evening. I feel like they all owe some blame for it. And I feel like this. Meg's injuries did not, even though Tory was wrong and even though he did deserve to pay the piper for what he did, Meg's injuries did not warrant the amount of time that he got. 10 years was very stiff. I don't think he should be doing 10 years, in my opinion. Um, and if I was Meg, I would have went on to say, you know, that 1 million you said you was gonna give me, go ahead and give it to me, and I'm on a restraining order. You are to never talk about me again, never talk about this or nothing. You are never to say anything against me. But I wouldn't have wanted to see him do 10 years, and I was out at the club allegedly. Well, you was. I mean, what was it? A week later, 3 or 4 days later, twerking on that foot. So yeah. What's up, Nay? We talking about everybody else's business but our own. So yeah, let's move on for that. Okay. Now let's talk about Papoose and Remy Ma. What they say? It's a thin line between love and hate. Mm, 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 mm. Child, the way they were carrying on, that's the kind of carrying on I like, but I still had secondhand embarrassment because I was like, Remy, like I didn't think I thought you was like that girl, like, you know, I always looked at Remy as, you know, mature, a little talented. I like her music a little bit, but I always just thought of her as like a woman that was on her stuff. I didn't see her as like a Cardi B or, you know, to get. But I guess that's how it gets when you get in your feelings. I've been there. I've been there before, and that's probably gonna be one of my story times because I have been there. But I don't think I wanted people in my business like that. So I didn't get on social media and talk about my ex like that. People probably knew, and I would say little things here and there, and if you could read between the lines, you probably was like, "Who's she talking about?" But I'm good for just putting stuff online anyway, and people always probably think I'm talking about myself, but I'm just putting stuff on there just to get attention. I'm an attention whore. That's how I am. Oops, can you say that on live? Okay. Anyway, so right, give me the money and go on about your business, right? And stay away from me from good for good because and Tory, that's you know, Megan has already shown she's an egomaniac because she went back and got him because she didn't like it that you was somebody that she was bumping uglies with and you had the audacity to, you know, scam on another girl in front of her face. So she didn't like it that you was, you know, basically acting like you didn't do anything. So she wanted everybody to know, no, he did do it. He did do this to me. He did do this to me. Yep, so back to Remy and Papoose. That always, let me know, put a one in the chat. Did you believe in that black love stuff that they had going on, that little image that they wanted everybody to think that? Did you think that was real? Put a one if you thought it was real. Put a two if you could see right through Remy and Papoose's black love image. Let me know, guys, what you think. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up, please do that and give me a couple of hearts too. Nay, you could see through it. Yeah, I could see. I thought you could see through it too, Yo Yo. Yeah, I mean, to me, it was like, why would you wait for her for 6 years? Like, men don't usually do that. Like, if you go to most prisons, if you go to the male prisons, it's going to be packed. If you go to the women's prisons, you know, they can barely get their kids to come see them. You know, it's a lot different. And that's because men don't have the same motivations as women. If you find you a man that's in jail, you know, it's kind of like you got you a good little, cool little relationship. But a man, he got options, you know, on the street. So he's not really trying to go and visit with a woman. He has to really, really love her. And you just really don't see that. So for Papoose to do that, and then he didn't really have much going on by way of dropping music, or he didn't really have anything going on till she came home. And I just remember watching them on Love and Hip Hop and how clingy he seemed to be and how uncomfortable she seemed to be, you know? Yeah, she said he had a side piece. Yeah, she said that he had a side piece. Oh, she said she was taking care of him too while he was out. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that because what was he doing? I know everybody said he's a good battle rapper. He's a good rapper, and I think he is. But I'm not saying that he didn't love her, and I'm not saying that she didn't love him. But I just think Remy had people like when she came home, it was like she had all eyes on her. Then her and Fat Joe had that all the way up. So then they were able to get that look on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So it behooved them to be together. But after someone does, and this is just me, if you weren't already in a relationship with someone uh, before they went down or whatever, or even if you were, if somebody did more than 6 months, more than a year, and definitely 6, 7 years, if they were gone away for that long, baby, they're just trying to get back to knowing who they are. And this, I think, is kind of selfish of a person to want to say, you know what, you just did 6 years of your life locked up. You didn't have your freedom. Come home and be with me. Am I wrong? I mean, am I being too? I'm just, I hate that stuff when people say I'm an Aquarius, so this, or I'm an this and that. So I don't even want to go like that. But I'm the type of person, I like to have my own space. That was kind of my problem when I was married. That boy used to like to be up under me, and I was like, no, please go do something with yourself. I don't like all that being around me stuff. I like for us to do our own thing, and I like for us to come back together and chill and talk and have each other's back or whatever like that. But I don't like people being all up under me. No, I didn't feel like she loved him. I felt like, and she even said that. She said, I don't owe you anything. She said, I try to make it work with you. I didn't. I don't owe anybody nothing. And I think that she felt like she owed him because she said he used to come visit her every day. Maybe he was helping out with her son and whatnot. So maybe she felt like she owed him. And now she probably feel like, how long has she been out? 10 years. And I think she's probably been seeing somebody else the last year or two because I start hearing about this guy, this bozo, that she's with like a year or two ago. So I don't know. But this is so funny. But all that stuff they were saying about each other, that's like the love was never there because um, with my ex, he passed away, my ex husband, and I still feel protective of him. I wouldn't go, and when he was alive or whatever, like we wouldn't go online and talk and just dirt bag each other. We wouldn't do that because I mean, why do that? First of all, you know, if you really love somebody, why would you go and expose them? The love was never there. And if I'm a family member or I'm a friend, I'm looking at both of them like, what happens if when Mad Day comes? Are you gonna do me the same way? This is your husband. This is somebody you slept with. This is somebody you guys have a child with. So neither one of them could be trusted. And like I said, it's a thin line between love and hate. And I think they should just divorce and go about their separate ways, and try to co-parent their child together and leave it at that, and leave us out of it, because whether it was real or not, the our community believed in them, and we wanted to uh, really feel like, okay, we had a couple that we can look up to, and these couples are just P.O. and me left and right. Will and Jada, uh, Papoose and Remy. Every time you turn around, it's like, who do you look up to? And you shouldn't be looking up to anybody anyway. Bill and Camilla, um, uh, Bill Clinton, uh, you know, and all of these couples, I guess it's just life. You know what I mean? Yeah, but good luck with them. Thoughts and prayers to Remy and Papoose. Hopefully, they get that divorce going. He filed the paperwork, so hopefully they get that signed and get their visitation with the little baby figured out and who's gonna get what. She says he doesn't have anything. He's been pawning all his jewelry. I don't know how much she has. I haven't really seen Remy out there. I know, uh, like what has either one of them been doing? I don't know if they're broke. They might be broke, you know. So I don't know. And maybe all this different arguing is to get some, steam back on them so they can get some attention. Because here's the thing about it. You don't know. A lot of this stuff be smoke and mirrors. For real. And you just never know when these celebs are pulling a fast one on the public. And they would really do the most. They would really go there and do the most because I think when things were real, like with Chris Brown and Rihanna, like you had to that was something that just got out there, and exactly, yo doing it for attention. Um, when Chris Brown and Rihanna went through that, that was like a horrible thing. But Rihanna, she was doing okay, but it seemed like after uh, Chris Brown said bing bop boom bop bing bop bam, after she got them little knots upside her head, her career just went up. And I feel like Meg was banking on that. Like, look, and uh, Jay Z is Rihanna was signed to him, and now Megan the Stallion is signed to his label, and everybody know controversy sells. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, this is my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Jay Z was like, "Tell on that ninja, tell on him." All that's gonna happen is people gonna feel sorry for you. And she even did that protect black women stuff. She was on Saturday Night Live right after that. Like protect black women. So she had this whole thing, this whole campaign. And every time Tory said something, she wanted to smash him down. She didn't want him to defend himself. Even right now, she don't even want him to do what he got to do to get out of jail. He is lying. He is lying. Okay, let him lie. That's between him and God and him and the court. It's beyond you. He's not. You got him to stop talking to you, and I done went back to Megan and Tory. You done got him. You had them put a restraining order out on him, so now he can't talk directly to you. So let that man be. If he get out of jail, he get out. You got your restraining order, you're good. But the main point I was trying to get to is we don't know what's going on with these celebrities. Like Will and Jada, they was pulling the wool over our eyes. But we've always heard whispers about they had an open marriage and they would try to hem and haw it. And oh no, we don't have an open marriage. And oh, divorce is never an option. And the whole time they're going to events together. They're showing up at movie premieres. And the whole time Jada and August Alsina is in a full-blown relationship. And we never knew it until August got in his feelings. So we think, okay, and start telling the world about it. And it seemed like ever since then, Will and Jada been on a decline. So I think that one might have been real. But yeah, you just never know how things can go, like with these controversies or whatever. But they said all press is good press, and sometimes it could, most of the time it does catapult their like Kim, Kim Kardashian. She has had her. I mean, she's almost a billionaire after her scandal with Ray J. That one was manufactured, but so many of them, they are able to make lots of money. They have infamy, and just for years upon years, if you get a good scandal going, if you are able to get a good scandal going, then you are you hit pay dirt. But I don't know, it's a little dirty to me because I'm not wanting to do just anything for money. I'm not wanting to get out there and have a baby and talk about my child's father and all of that. I don't know. I don't know. But yes. So I'm gonna give you guys a bonus topic, I think, after this one. But or maybe how should I do it? What do you guys want to hear me talk about next? Do you want the Diddy trial, or do you want Peach McIntyre next? Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat for Diddy first. Put a 2 in the chat for Peach McIntyre. And you should see how I do my lips when I say tire. I poke them out. Guys, thank you for joining me. You know what? 1, 2. um, I think I said that 1 and 2. I know I'm gonna do both, but which one you want first? Oh, 1 and then 2. Diddy and then Peach. Okay. Um, I actually started off online as blogging with my website, so this is kind of like really up my alley. But I kind of said, you know what? I don't want to talk about other people. I just want my channel to be about me. But um, this Diddy trial, I've been getting into it, and um, it's just been heavily on my mind. And I don't know if anybody else could feel me on this. I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, really came of age in the 90s. And at that time, first it was Mary J. Blige who came out, then it was Jodeci. Oh no, it was Jodeci, then Mary. And then Puff came out around that time with Bad Boy. And it was just like, whoa. It was just like it was a different vibe because we were coming out of New Edition and Guy and that type of R&B, and we were moving more into like a hip hop R&B, and it was an exciting time. I think 90s R&B is the last era of good music for me. I still am a huge fan of 90s R&B music, and I was a huge fan of the whole Bad Boy movement. I loved Puffy. I used to love how he danced, how he was in the videos. I know Suge Knight was like, uh, the record company exec shouldn't be all in the videos, but I love that. Right, yo yo? And Can't You See? When Biggie came out with Total, that was like my favorite video. Still one of my favorite songs. I would listen to Can't You See like it just came out. So when Cassie first filed her suit and this whole debacle first started, I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, this is outrageous. I'm like, come on now. He had her doing that. But at the same time, I'm like, I did believe it. But I didn't want to believe it. It just all seemed so outrageous, right? And then I just didn't want to really believe that he was doing all that because this is Puff we're talking about. And although you never know somebody, especially someone that's a celeb, you don't know what people have going on behind closed doors. I just didn't want to believe that someone who was at the top, in the upper echelon of fame and one of our last standing, because we don't have R. Kelly no more, Bill Cosby. And that just makes me so sick to think about Bill Cosby because A Different World is the one. I have 2 reasons why I went to college, and A Different World was probably, one of the reasons that decision was solidified. I loved watching A Different World, and I loved watching the Cosby Show. And for everyone, that was black, they were something to look up to because we never had anything like that. And so now all we had left was like, and Will and Jada done messed up the thing for us. Michael Jackson is gone, Whitney is gone, Prince is gone, Aretha is gone. Like you know, all of the people that we grew up listening to and looking up to and emulating and saying, okay, I want to be the next Whitney Houston. All those people are gone, guys. All of those people are gone. And the way they like to drag Beyonce, everybody is gone. So who's going to take Beyonce's place? Who's going to take Chris Brown's place? Who's going to take Usher's place? Now, Puffy, you done did this to us. You didn't just do that to Cassie. You did that to all of the people in your community who bought records, who bought into the dream you were selling us with your lifestyle. It wasn't just about you. It was about what we could possibly be. So I think Charlamagne the God said that, we had to agree that, people had to fess up that they have to grieve what he did and what he had going on. But it's just something not even that I could write about in one of my novels. And I know some of the urban fiction girls, they write stuff like this, but it just seems so. And guys, I feel like I'm like a seer because I saw this happening like years ago. I saw Diddy doing this to Cassie. I saw it just like I saw it happening with R. Kelly. I just could feel different stuff. You just look at a situation and you could feel it. But never to this extreme, never to the things that she testified to him doing to her. The things that she testified to were even worse than what she put in the suit that she filed. And I just can't believe that one human being would do that to another one. She was way younger than him, number one. Number two, um, the kind of things that she said he had her doing. Like, that's not even something, even if she agreed to it, that's not just something that I would want to do. And you had to, yeah, it's a lot. The trial is a lot. But I think the part with Cassie, I think that was, I don't know, unless they come, I don't know. I, I, I would have think that I would think that the prosecution would have brought all the bad stuff. It seems like they have. And now we're going into the assistants and stuff like that. And the last assistant that got up there and talked, a lot of people didn't really believe her just because she's already sued him. She's already alleged things in the past. And she said she was going to take the essay that he allegedly did to her to the grave, but it just didn't, and it just didn't come off as like she was really credible because she had been, and they all have been the whole time communicating with him. I love you, blah blah blah. And I know, shoot, I know people personally who they have been violated by someone that wasn't their boyfriend, that wasn't their husband, that wasn't a family member, and they still kept in touch with them, was still cool with them. And I guess that's how you cope. You push it down and you try to act like it never happened. But and I could see if it happened when you're young. I don't know. I guess you don't really want to get into how somebody should respond when they're a victim because you just don't know. Yeah, right now. I never expected him to do the things that she alleges that he has done to her. And I'm saying alleged because we did see the hotel incident, and then you do see the text messages back and forth. And he admits, I was a freak. I did do that. That's how I get down. I'm a swinger. So he did admit to that. But like the details, the specific details, I don't know if he did that or not. But I don't know. And then they were into different they were ingesting different substances. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here because I don't really talk like this, but you guys know what I'm getting at. And I mean, they're talking about mushrooms, this pill, that pill. So to me, I feel like he was just getting ahead of himself. He just went too far deep. Maybe he was into just with two women or a few women, and then and this happened, I remember in 2002 when R. Kelly was first accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a girl and all the stuff that he was accused of. I remember a psychologist saying that what happens is these celebs and these millionaires, their tastes become eclectic because they've already tried everything and then now they want to try the next thing. So, and I feel like that's what happened with Diddy. He already had experienced everything that money could buy. Now I want you to do this in front of me. Now I want you, I mean, just to think of all the stuff that she said that he's done, that's the only way that I could think of it because I just don't know anybody that, and again, you don't know what people have going on behind closed doors because I remember even back in the 90s, I had friends that said, oh, this is how me and my man get down. I'm like, what? That's wild. Or I hear people say, oh, I let him do this. Oh, no. So I know that people, when they are in relationships, they can get pretty freaky. So That's not the part where I think I had the problem. Is the part that I have a problem is how many men were involved. How many men? I mean, if you look, hey, what's up, Peach King Production? What's up, cousin? Um, if you look at all the people that, I mean, she said it was just hundreds of times he made her do it, and they had about 10 men up there, but I don't know how many men it was actually. Um, and I think that's the part that I had a problem with. Like you had her doing this with other men, and then when they showed the text, this is not funny. The situation is not funny, but what he said to her was funny. She was like, "Hey, I wanna." She texted Cassie texted Diddy like, "Hey, I wanna, I wanna see you. I wanna get down. I wanna be with you." And he was like, "Okay, cool. Set it up. Who you gonna call?" And she was like, "Huh? What you mean?" He was like, "Who you gonna get to come?" She was like, "No, I want it was just you." This ninja said, "Bitch, is you crazy?" He was really like, "Is you crazy?" Like, H, no, it's not gonna just be me and you. You better go get somebody else. It was like he could not just be with him and her. He needed that third partner. He needed that guy in order, and that's all she was for. If you look at their texts over the years, she's in love. She wants to spend time. Oh, why are you? And I'm not going to even bring that. I'm not even going to bring Kim into it, but it's like this. It's how I feel. It's like, hey, you want to get down like that? You're not about to do that with me. You better go find you somebody else to get down with, because it's not like everybody didn't know about each other, but all of his old assistants or whatever, they would say that Cassie was one of the girlfriends, but Kim was like his queen. He held her and his family in high regard. And then you hear some people say he didn't treat her well either, but he definitely, right, Peachy, Cassie definitely played the role. She definitely played the role, but we're gonna dig deep in this. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of this because I feel like I want to get down to the nitty gritty about it. But I feel like just from looking at the text that they showed, I feel like Cassie was just supposed to be the plaything. She was a toy. If you look at the messages, she wanted to be public. She didn't want him to have anything to do with Kim. She wanted it to just be him and her. But if you look at the text, he was never really like feeling her like that. It was one thing and only one thing only. Freak off, 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 freak off. Every time I turned around, she was like, I love the freak off, freak off. That's all he wanted for her for. That's all he wanted her for. And like I said, I feel like even though she was game, even though she was DTF, as they say, um, I still think that that level of debauchery, that level of taking advantage of somebody almost half your age is just too much. And even if the woman was his age, even if she was down, it's just still too much. You need to be married and you be with your wife. And even if you have a girlfriend on the side, but all that inviting all these different men for 4 and 5 days, all the different stuff y'all was doing, y'all tearing up hotels and all that. It don't take all that. And if it took all that, then you needed to sit down and find yourself. If you needed all that to be able to get your rocks off, that's just crazy. You spent millions between what you had to give Cassie, between all the lying and scheming you had to do, all the people you had to pay off, all the hotels, all the flights, all the cash payments. You have spent millions on freak offs. That's crazy. And I don't ever want to be a millionaire or a billionaire if I have to be that reprobate. I don't. And Peachy, like you said with Cassie, like, and people you act like this is an excuse for you to stay. Well, he was paying for my apartment. All the people he Unalived. I don't know. Because here's the thing, people keep saying that, but when he didn't do it to Cassie, he didn't do it to all the people that sued him. And that one guy, the crazy man that everybody thought was just crazy, and he was crazy because he had got them millions, got him some of that good stuff, and lost his mind. Like I do not want to be rich if all I have to do with my time is get on that stuff, is to start doing stuff and start doing freaky stuff, and then lose my mind. I don't want to. I don't. Everybody that's rich. And I'm always thinking like, oh no, they don't do stuff like that because I wouldn't do it. I used to smoke cigarettes, hated the way they smelled, hated the way they started making me feel not quit. But like all that other stuff, I used to drink a little something, 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 a little sippy sip, a little taste, taste, but I had to stop doing all that stuff. Mm-mm. Yeah, you got too much time and money on your hands. Like, I think what happens is like you've been all over the world, you've done everything, you have all the money in the world at your disposal. Yeah, people think he did something to Kim too, but like if he was gonna do something to Kim, why he didn't do nothing to Cassie? Cassie had all the laptops. Cassie had all the info on him. She knew where all the bones were buried. So why not do it to her? She's the one that ruined him, in essence. She's the one that did it. And that crazy man that was saying that he was gonna tell, he paid him off. So that's why I'm saying that I don't know if he, and even Kid Cudi, like he just probably did some old stuff like I'm gonna scare you and do this and do that because he didn't even do anything to him. Everybody that said that he was threatening and said he was gonna do something to, he never did it. He would threaten, and the only person that he really did something to was Cassie, the weakest link, the one he had the most control over, the one that was just letting him just dog walk her. The other people that said, "Oh, I was scared of Diddy, I was scared he was gonna do this, I was scared." Okay, but nothing didn't happen to you, and Cassie, nothing didn't happen to you really. When you were so scared, you had so many different boyfriends. I mean, you was with Kid Cudi. You was really playing in that man's face, and you knew what he was gonna do. Like, if I was scared of somebody, Cat took the trial too. Whose Cat took the trial? Right, they would look straight at Diddy if something happened to Cassie. Who Cat did not take the stand at the trial? When did Cat who? Who was Cat? Cat didn't take a Cat Williams? No. Who was Cat? Um, shoot, y'all. Where was I at? I'm trying to read the chat and stay on top of you guys. Know, um, I'll lose my thought in a Cat Williams. He hasn't taken the stand. No, he didn't send a warning. He told them that he was gonna do it, and he did it. He didn't send a warning. He told her he was gonna do it, and they went looking for him, and they went and just like baby tossed his house up, and then just threw that. But at the same time, you know what? I was thinking too, like, uh, did he really do that to his car? Because they said they tested the bottle and it had a female DNA on it, so they didn't really find anything to do with Diddy. But he could have did that. I mean, it could have really been him. But you know how people say they're gonna do something and then somebody could use what you said to do that. So I don't know. I really don't know how that went. But I'm like highly suspicious of everything, guys. So if I don't see it and if I don't have evidence, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything, and that's probably like it's a gift and a curse because I don't believe anything. Like if I can't see it happening, like I don't. Like I said, he could have. Kim, he was close to Kim. He Diddy has a lot of enemies, and uh, Shine that's coming out. I mean, he has so many people that are saying he's done stuff to. That is saying that he did stuff to them. That You think he would have paid Cassie off, or you think he would have uh did something to her. Especially, she gave him a warning. It was months. She came to him and said, "Well, I'm writing a book." They said she never even wrote a book. They said she wrote something on a piece of paper. There was never a book. There was never a book. Cassie was just like, "Look, I'm writing a book. You want to buy it?" She just had an ideal for a book. She didn't even his at the trial. His attorney said it was just something you wrote down on a piece of paper. You never wrote a book. You just wrote something on a piece of paper. But they said Diddy didn't take her seriously. I know every day that he sits in that jail, sitting in that jail, just thinking. Like that time with Miss Sophia, like she probably wish she had never told that lady, hell no. Diddy probably wish like he probably wished like the dickens that he had just said, you know what, here go every bit of this 30 million and you keep your mouth closed, you hear me? You keep your mouth closed and you better not come back asking for nothing else or I promise you're gonna get one. No, let me stop. But he didn't give her that money and he tested Cassie's gangster and he been paying for it ever since. But oh well. My mama always say, if you do right, right will come back to you. And if you do wrong, whatever you will reap what you sow. And nobody gets away with what they do on this earth. So if it wasn't Cassie, it eventually was going to be somebody. Gina Hun, Virginia, she had already been on Tasha K's platform and giving up the goods. And then he had her back. He was back messing with her again. She said he dog walked her too. She said he gave her one of them Mike Tyson uh knockdown drag outs. I never heard a man say Puffy did that to him, which makes me feel like he's a capital B itch. Because all I hear is women say that you did this and did that to him. Like, what part of the game is that? Like, for real? Like nobody else, no man has ever said you put hands on them. You're just doing it to poor defenseless women, in my opinion. But yeah, Gina was already the first warning shot. Bam. And he still kept on. And they said he was preparing to do a freak off on the night they arrested him. He already had all the freak off utensils. He already had the freak off kit with him, and they had to stop him before he did another freak off. He had the kids with him too, and everything. He had all the freak off stuff: the baby oil, the Astroglide, the pink powder, all that stuff. Diddy, he couldn't tear himself away from it. I think he was addicted to the whole thing, the whole setting the stage, the candles, the oils, the getting the dude, getting ready. This ninja even had platform heels. You know what? Peach probably would have been good for a free call because she Peach McIntyre, she got them little same heels that Diddy had his girls wearing. Them heels. He had wigs. He had everything. It's like he saw something and then he wanted to have that live action stuff. Like I don't know, but what do you guys think? Do you think this is the end of the road for Diddy? You guys think they're gonna convict him? Like 99.9999999.9999999% sure that he going down, and I'm the only 1%. The only 1% that I feel like is going to stop him. And if you in here and you haven't liked my live, like my live, because I'm doing my thing tonight. Money getters, I'm doing it. Oh, you guys wasn't here earlier. I said I'm calling my subscribers and my my supporters the money getters. I don't know if you heard me saying that on my content, but that's what's up. Money getters. Gang gang. So yeah. Uh I think like, what happened with what's his name? OJ. Remember how everybody was like, there's no way, there's no way the jury's gonna let him slide. There's no way. And they said, look, we heard this evidence for almost a year. We already, I mean, what else did we need to talk about? They didn't prove it. And to me, they didn't prove it either. They should have let OJ off. A lot of people said, oh no, he did it. The evidence. Mark Furman, he got him off. If they hadn't put Mark Furman on the stand, and Mark Furman hadn't had anything to do with it, they used what they had. And so Diddy's team is doing a good job of showing how these people, and this is the part that the where the prosecution is messing up. How is it that you're cool with your witnesses still commingling? Like Cassie testified, but then her stylist, the one who is supposed to be a witness to all of the alleged beatings against Cassie, he styled her for the for the court. He helped her pick out what she's wearing to court. And then the former assistant that alleged that Diddy did all this stuff to her, she just called Cassie on the phone last week. But guess what she said? Oh, but we didn't discuss my testimony. You a G, you a you a you a lie. Cause ain't no way I gotta testify and you gotta testify, and we all trying to get this money. Okay, I already done got my 30 million. Y'all, but y'all, but they like, well, we gonna back up your story. So I mean, what? We all got to make sure our stories are in sync. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, you know, she said Diddy. The last assistant said what Diddy was trying to call her and said, you know, could he send her some money, whatever, like that. He just wanted to see how she was doing. But you talked to Cassie. You and Cassie still talk, and you guys are all of you guys are definitely in cahoots to get this man's money, and he has it coming because he probably did everything that you guys said he did, but you guys were chilling, you guys were going to Africa, you guys were in Instaball, you were in Ibiza, you were in Mexico, you are all over the world, you're on yachts, you're partying, you're high signing and rubbing elbows with the rich and famous. One of his assistants was chilling with Rihanna. You know, I would love to chill with Rihanna. I think you're right, Peachy. They won't. That's how you think gonna take his place. Yeah, but I think if Rihanna, I don't know though. But here's my thing. I think that they said what they were scared of him. I think they didn't leave, and they said this numerous times. I was scared to lose my career, and there ain't that much career in the world that's gonna make me let somebody talk to me like that, treat me like that, and have me acting like that. You can have this career. You can have this career, and first of all, if you even flinch at me wrong, well, you gotta go to jail or hell because ain't nobody doing that to me. You're not. And I think that's why people have a lot of problem with Cassie too, because it's like you let this ninja do this to you for 11 years, and the reason why you left is because you said he was cheating. You didn't even leave because of the beatings. You left because he cheated. Please. But he going down, y'all. All he need is one juror uh, to see things his way and to feel like uh, you know, so yep, jail or hell, Peachy. You are not even looking at me wrong. I have never had a man put his hands on me. And if you act like you was, you got to go do you some time. Or my cousins got to come see you. My brother and my cousins got to come see you. Or you got to go to jail. You got to get away from me, though. You're not going to be threatening me or acting like you're going to buck up at me. None of that is going on. I'm just not. And I'm telling. I'm going to snitch. And you're going to have to do something to me about it. But you're not. And that's what women don't understand. Men only do that to women they think they could get away with that with. They don't. Those type of men only seek out a certain type of woman that is not going to tell, because they can put it in her mind like, oh, I thought you was my ride, or or I thought you had my back. I thought you wasn't like those other girls and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to be with you, because I felt like you know? Right. Facts, yo yo. I mean, they're not going to get with somebody that's a big mouth like me that talks back because they know it's going to be too much. It's going to be static. They might actually have to do do something to me. They might actually have to, really get their hands dirty with me because I won't shut up. Or I'm going to tell and they're going to go do that time. So they're going to find somebody else that they can groom because grown women get groomed into not telling, into feeling like, well, he didn't mean it and he loved me and he was just a little, and I did something to him. No, absolutely not. But yeah, I think Diddy's done. I think they got him on all, uh, they got him on the trafficking, they got him on the coercion, they got him on the bribery, they got him on the blackmail, they got him on overworking the people. They got him on every aspect. You know what I mean? And he didn't never foresee this happening. And even when Gina got on TV and talked, even when that crazy man got with the feds and was talking, he had all these different opportunities where he could have stopped what he was doing and turned it around. Where he could have went back and said, you know what, Cassie, I was wrong for what I did to you. How about we make a settlement? How about you could have went back and I'm sure those people probably wouldn't have they probably would have felt better if you had came to them and had a contrite heart and said you were sorry, gave them a settlement, apologized for the things you did, and I'm sure it would be a different story for you right now. But you didn't do that. You kept your millions. You continue to hurt people, and you continue to have a slew of women. Like you had Young Miami thinking she was just living a good life. Shoot, you could tell Young Miami nothing. She thought she had her a billionaire. Telling people, you wish you could be with Diddy. Ooh wee, ooh, ooh wee, Miami. When you think about all that stuff that they say he liked to do with men and stuff like that, do you still think you was one of them lucky ones? Honey, every time somebody see you, all they're gonna think about is the stuff you say you like to do and the way Diddy get down and how you was doing something strange for a little piece of change. Entertainment you love, you a mess. The mid crazy too for sleeping in the bed with these women after cheating. I will be playing grit ball or born. I would be like easy on Friday. Hey, Smokey, back here talking. Right, right, Peachy. Right. Yeah. Why you want to cry, K Money? Don't cry. But yeah, so now let's get off of that and let's get into Peach McIntyre. Honey, the streets is talking. Now, this little boy, Carter Reactions, and I say little boy, he's not a little boy, he's a grown man. So let me double back because I say little boy because I'm old enough to be his mama. Okay. But he allegedly, Carter has got a hold of Peach McIntyre's criminal record, y'all. And woo, honey, everybody is talking. Streets is talking. And he had what he has, and I'm going to say allegedly, because I didn't go get the record. And I just want to know what everybody finding everything else out about her. How come they didn't find this out? Carter Reactions. He's been on his page is like a month old. I went to one of his lives, but he started saying on God. I don't play that. I don't play that swearing by God's name. So when you start doing that, I don't listen. And I'm not holier than thou, but it's just certain things that I don't like to listen to. When you use God's name in vain, I don't listen. I had to turn it off. So, but he sounds like a sweet kid, and he sounds like he has done his research. Yes, yo, he came across my timeline yesterday, and I just because usually it's women. Yeah, don't put anything on God. Like When I was growing up, you knew better. You didn't put stuff on your mama, and even if you was gonna put it on your mama, you did not put anything on God. Um, he uh he came across my top timeline yesterday, and I wanted not piqued my interest because you usually see women or females talking about Peach or reacting to Peach. You don't see a lot of men. You see a man here and there, and it's kind of cool to see another perspective. And he was just talking about how Peach is, what we've already known, what has already been discussed at length, ad nauseum at this point about Peach. And she still has her fans. She still has, and that's another thing. I'm a double back. Let me digress for a minute. The same way Peach, no matter what she does and no matter what she says, she still has supporters. Somebody on that jury, and that's what I'm thinking about. Like, everybody feels like he's gone, he's out of here, but somebody on that jury is a Diddy supporter, and they're gonna side with him, and that's how he's gonna get off. That's what I see. But back to Peach. Um, Peach still has her supporters because she has that niche market. And people always say, "Oh, she's so smart, she's so this, she's so that." But Peach, she's been at it for 5 years, and she's been at it even longer than that. Peach has had Facebook groups. Peach started on YouTube when she was pregnant with Choice. So she said, "Well, Gregory McKay, he's the one that told me, Mom, you could be a millionaire." And I said, and then I saw this lady, and she said she went from, unfortunately, I can tell the story because I watched that lady. And so let me move on. But anyway, she's been at this for a long time. And so she knows what people want to see, and they like a couple of things about Peach. They like seeing Peach look a mess because it makes them feel better about themselves. It gives them somebody to talk about. Hey, Candy K, what's up, girl? We in here. Thanks for joining my live. People like seeing her like that. They like, and this is how I came to find out about Peach. My mother was like, "Have you heard of Peach? Have you heard of Peach?" Your sister told me about Peach. And I was like, "No." She was like, "Girl, they be talking about her real bad in the comments. And Peach, she don't care. She be having her hair sticking up all over her head." And I'm like, that's not even somebody I would even watch. I wouldn't watch anybody like that. But what happened was I had just started getting into content creation on Facebook, and a lot of the content creators on Facebook kept saying, "Oh, take Peach class or join Peach group. She's helping everybody make this money on Facebook." And at that time, Facebook was paying real good. They were paying real, real good. And I was making a little money, but I wanted to make a lot of money. But I was like, I don't know who this person is. And, like I said, I don't believe anything unless I see it. And so what happened was eventually Peach came across my page. And then she had some type of promo where you could pay her $11 and she would post you on her community tab. And I think at this point I had just started YouTube. I don't even know why I started YouTube, because I wasn't trying to do YouTube. I wasn't trying to do content creation. I wasn't trying to do any of this stuff. I don't even know why I'm even here. But anyway, I digress. I'm supposed to be writing my books. And yet here we are. So anyway, let me get back. Roll it back. So I was like, okay, I sent her my little $11. And she posted me on her community wall. I did get some people to watch some of my videos and to subscribe to me. So cool. She did what she's supposed to do. And then she was also offering her credit repair kit. It was all for $11 or $12, something like that, because it was her birthday. She had the credit repair kit. She had maybe that's what I bought from her first. First I bought the credit repair kit, the YouTube e-guide, the Facebook e-guide, and maybe it was how to write your book e-guide. And then she had this whole big bundle. Like, guys, just hold on. If you want that $35 bundle, just wait a couple weeks. She'll get desperate and she'll sell it for 2 cents. But she had all of this stuff. You could join her groups and all of that. Then you get into groups And the groups are like flatline. Like she's not going in the groups anymore. I think maybe she answered a question or two. This is like 2 years ago. She was pregnant with Phenomenal. And I still hadn't had the opportunity to see. I didn't know Peach like that. I have, I've seen her on Facebook. I really wasn't watching her YouTube stuff yet. And then at that time, she was, I think what I would see was her husband. He would come down my timeline. They would be stocking their pantry. Nah, she's not a goat, Kenny K. And I'm going to tell you why she's not a goat. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? I was going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you something that she just did to tell you why. Um, she, now mind you, like I said, I've been on social media as well years ago. And so I have a little, I didn't know anything about YouTube at this time. And Facebook had just got started. So I'm basically writing books and promoting my books. So I'm not trying to do content creation. So um, if somebody else I feel like knows something, then I'm gonna pick their brain or see what information they have. And I went into her Facebook groups, and it wasn't any information there that I didn't already know. She didn't have and then a lot of the things that she was doing, like how she writes in caps, and then that's like against the community on Facebook. And Facebook does not, they clearly state their community guidelines that do not write in all caps, do not use a lot of emojis, and everything that Facebook says do not do, she does. And so now she says she's demonetized on Facebook, but uh promoting yourself without paying for it, writing in all caps, using all those emojis, that's against community guidelines. They don't like you to do that on Facebook. So I saw that a lot of things that she was doing was actually backwards. Peach already, the things that she does, if a new creator does it, they wouldn't get very far. Peach already has her niche supporters, and she's already built that up, and that's what everybody has to do. You have to build up your followers and stay consistent, and then people just gravitate to you and they like you for whatever reason, and then other people like you, and then you just see, okay, this is what, like for me, I saw that I wasn't doing Walmart creator videos, but I did one, and then a lot of people liked those videos, and I just kept doing them. So that's what everybody has to do: keep doing videos and just kind of throw everything at the wall and then see what sticks and see what brings people to you, and then you just do more of that. So Peach was doing what everybody else was doing. Then Peach said, you know what, I'm not getting anywhere with that. So she sat and popped her little boob out and let everybody see her feed one of the kids. Okay? That's where she got first her all her millions of followers, where she saw that people like when she did outrageous stuff like that. And then she just kept doing it. She'd get some traction when she would go out and shop and stuff like that, because people wanted to see, is she gonna do this again? Let's see what else she's gonna do. And then she got a lot of money for selling them e-guides that a kindergartner, let me say it right, a kindergartner could have wrote. Okay, with all these different colors and stuff like that. I still got them on my, if anybody want them, I still got them on my, the same ones she's selling, I still have them. They're not copyrighted. Yeah, that's, even people that's very new to social media, or people who just don't know her, because she has millions of followers and people who know her, but it's billions of people on this earth. It's people that still, like, if you said Peach McIntyre, they don't know who she is. So every time she goes viral again, then she'll start rolling out those classes again. And then, like I said, people like watching her because she's a crash dummy. It's like watching a train wreck. You come on here and you're talking about your family, you're talking about your husband, like same way he's like a Cassie to me, because there's not enough money, there's not enough love in the world. This woman would sit in your face and call your mama a dummy. She there's no way. And here's the cold part about it: if he turned that camera around and started talking about her, he would make more money than she do. He would make more money than she does, because people would eat it up. If he ever got the balls and said, you know what, let me just start talking. And if he wanted to, he'd probably get his kids. So that shows you that what kind of mentality he has because he really lets her cut him. Well, and people say, well, he doesn't work, he doesn't do that. He watching them kids night and day. There's no way you're going to get on social media and dog walk me to everybody. Anytime you get ready, dog walk my family, show my face, say I do all these different things, always showing me with two kids on my chest like I'm the mama breastfeeding. You're not gonna do that to me. I need you to. You're gonna have to unask some of that money. I need some of that money because you exploiting me at this point. I'm gonna need some of that money. Yeah, he might tell her that, Kenny K. He might be like, you know what? Get out there and do it. Get out there and do whatever you need. We need this money. We got these kids. I got this gown edition. I got my Friday nights coming up. I got San Antone. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Like, all right, Wood. So this week, me and Gordon's gonna be down to the Publix, and I'm gonna pull out a Magnum. I'm gonna pull out a Magnum, and it is what it is. You cool with that? Do what you gotta do. We got this eviction. We got Christmas. You pregnant with them twins? I said I didn't want no more kids. All right, Wood. All right, Wood. I'ma fix it. But when your brother had that funeral, I'm about to come down and act the ass. You paying for the funeral? Because if you ain't paying for the funeral, I don't know how I can get my mom and them to go down with this. Because you see how they just sat there? Ain't no way nobody in my family would have tolerated that for 1 second. She wouldn't have been able to get them on. Nobody would have been able to get my family off of her. If you would have came to somebody's funeral and did that repast while we're grieving, come on now. She said she paid him 10,000 to watch them kids. Listen, like I said, I love my kids, and you're not gonna sit there. If my husband was sitting up making money, talking about me to the masses, talking about I don't do nothing, all I do is sit at home. I got the kids on my chest every minute, but I don't do nothing. Every time she want him to take those kids somewhere. Now, doggone well Wood do not want to go to Disneyland every week, pushing them kids around in them stroller. And I know McKay don't want to go. She probably got to pay both of them like they weigh. She probably got to pay them like they weigh to go and do that stuff. Because who in their right mind? I went to Disney for 1 day with my kids and I was good. We had to get up out of there. Dreamy got to falling all out. She had her little leash on her. She got to falling out. And that's just one kid. And it's like 7 of us on one kid. She got to carrying on. Honey, every time we took a step, she wanted off that leash. And we couldn't let Dreamy off a leash. We could not. Dreamy would have been on Space Mountain somewhere. And we just had to go back to the room and let the teens have at it. I did not enjoy myself at Disney like I wanted to. We went back later on that night. We left Dreamy and her mom at the hotel. And that's why I want to go back. But we didn't stay that long because I already knew. I already knew what the purpose was. Do some stuff for spring break. We taking Dreamy. Dreamy's only 2. Dreamy gonna act up. All those people, all those bright lights, all that Mickey and Minnie stuff. I already know. Okay? And so, Pete, you got babies. You got toddlers. You got kids going east, south, north, and west. I mean, y'all just walking for miles. That's all you see them doing, just walking. Pushing strollers and walking. Ain't no way. When the Barbs, when they were little kids, we didn't go to Disneyland. The last time before we went just now, the last time I took them little girls somewhere like that was when I was still married to their daddy. And I used to be like, hold on to my kid's hand tight. Because my baby girl Robin, she used to like to run off. She used to like to run off. We go to the zoo. She like, ooh, a gorilla. Ooh, this. My daughter was so smart. She knew every animal at the zoo when she was like 3 and 4. And I have a picture of her and her dad. He has her hand real tight. We didn't do all that stuff because you know what? We didn't have time to be losing a kid. We didn't have time for nobody to get hurt. And I didn't have time for nobody to be working my nerves. I couldn't have nobody work my nerves like that. But moving on. So, like I said, I was new to the game, and I could spot right on that Peach didn't have nothing to offer. She already had did what she needed to do to build up her following. And once you build up your following, if you look at Trump, look at Peach McIntyre, look at any charismatic person, it doesn't matter what they do. Once people buy into them, they can sell whatever to them. If that is not you, nothing Peach tells you is going to make that be you. It's not going to happen. So, um, and that's what her followers need to see. And I'm of the feeling that most people do know that about Peach. They know that she's a charlatan. They know that she don't have anything worthwhile to really sell them, but you know, they feel sorry for her. They feel sorry for her and all them kids she got. And then they want to help her out. Just like she was getting evicted again, and the more people laughed at her, the more her followers wanted to help her. That's how she sold all those classes. And what she do? And that's what your boy Carter Reaction, his channel is Carter Reaction. That's what he was talking about, how she's a scammer. And that's what she did. She started calling them broke. Y'all broke. Y'all can't take y'all kids nowhere. Y'all broke. Take y'all kids here for $4. Get them a 4 for $4. After the same people that you talked about, the same black women that look just like you, because who else watches you? But women who look like you, who probably have a similar lifestyle to you. Who else is really watching you and buying your classes? And you sat up there and talk bad to them. Talk down to all the women, which was not cool. And no, they can't handle all those kids yo-yo. She ran up a bag throughout C19. Yep. Yep. And she's using the same tactics. Let me is rinse, wash, repeat with her. It's like, okay. She hasn't been talking about her mama for whatever reason. Notice that? Guys, she ain't said nothing about Tracy. She ain't brought Tracy up in a while. Let me knock on wood. Knock on wood. All those black women that saving her kids, that was all black women that helped her out. Because Peach wasn't making money like that on YouTube and stuff like that. She's not making the kind of money that she says she's making. She makes that money when she sells those courses. She probably makes enough to pay rent, pay her little bills, but you're not gambling like that. You don't gamble like that. You're not making that kind of money to, probably back in the day you did do some stupid stuff, but I think if anybody's gambling, it's Wood. That's why she was so mad at him. Remember how mad she was? And she was, when she got broke, she was mad at the world. Because she felt so stupid. She couldn't believe that she had let all that money fall through her hands like that. And she was mad at her mama, the sisters. She was mad at everybody. Because she had gave away all that money and tried to hide, sigh, and floss. But I don't feel like it's wrong for her to sell courses for what she knows and the tips that she could give. But she tells people all the time, you just have to be consistent. And that's what you have to be, is consistent. Or do like I do, affiliate marketing, sell courses, sell consultation to people, help them promote. Those who can do, those who can't teach. I mean, it's a market for everybody out here, but I don't think that she's doing anything that anybody else isn't doing. And when she was like, oh, you have over 1 million followers on TikTok. You can get the Donna Karen deodorant on TikTok. I got mine on Amazon. I'm an affiliate marketer for Amazon. That's why you see me pushing that. I want you to go buy the viral deodorant, and I love it. She said, oh, it don't smell good. Girl, you can't smell because it smells lovely. I put it on and I smelled it all day. Then I was out and about, and it felt like I was sweating a little bit, and I smelled it more. My arms did not stink. I smelled baby fresh. So I would not lie to you guys. And I was just testing it out, not because she said it, because I heard somebody else say something about it, and I'm good for doing that. Oh, this smell good. This is what we're doing now. What the Lux girlies are doing. We're on this. Oh, we're on Baccarat right now. Oh, we're on this. Oh, we're on that. Okay, let me test it. Let me see if I like it. And if I don't like it, I'll be like, oh, this ain't all that. And I would say that. But um, I do like the deodorant, and I got some points on my Macy's, so I'm gonna go back. This time I'm gonna buy it at Macy's because I have points. And if they had the same type of deal like they had at Amazon, I'm gonna buy me some more because I guess that's the deodorant I'm gonna be wearing from now on because it smells really good. It does smell really good, Peachy. Not she smell like she look entertainment you love. Yeah, but she could have. And there's no way I would have bought it from Macy's. She's talking about she don't like to shop online. Girl, bye. You could have got it in a day or two from Amazon and then still directed them to your TikTok. My daughter, okay, has hundreds of thousands of people on her TikTok and will make money on TikTok. It's not hard to make money on TikTok. I don't have a lot of followers on TikTok. And my teenager will not show me how to make money on TikTok, nor will she help me promote on her page. She's so selfish. She said she's tired of TikTok anyway. I'm like, girl, you have all those people on there. And my daughter, whatever she does in her niche, she knows how to get a lot of followers real quick. But not me. I don't know. It's free of all those toxins most deodorants have. I didn't mind the toxins. I just like to use deodorant that smells good. And I know as I'm getting older and I'm premenopausal, I have to switch up my deodorant in the summer. Like I have to, like whatever deodorant's been working on in the winter, I have to switch up because I'll be like, ooh, my arms smell. That deodorant didn't work today, and I've never had that issue in life. I could take my shower and put my deodorant on, go to work and all that, and I never had a problem with smell. But I gained some weight too, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Your chemistry just changes up, but I like the deodorant. Somebody else, may not like it, but is it worth $35? Probably not. I would say probably like $15, $20 too. A regular stick of deodorant costs $7, $8 nowadays without the perfume and stuff in it. So it's not like you're gonna get unless you get that Dollar Tree stuff. You're not gonna get. I always pay like $7, $8 for a stick of deodorant anyway. But my point was that Pete, you have all those followers on TikTok. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? And that's what that instead of selling those $35 bundles, you could have directed. Even if 1,000 people probably went over there, that probably would have been your money right there. And I see her do that all the time. Like you go to Target and you go to Walmart and you buy all this stuff, and you don't have your followers going over to Target and going to Walmart. Like that's crazy. There's no way I would sell anything for anybody. Look at Raising K's. Raising K's cooking with this, what's her name? Janine, I think her name is. All these families with 10 and 11 kids. They're getting their Disney trips paid for. You're talking about you spent 13K. You lost your home. You got evicted for Disney tickets. That's how smart you are. You got evicted for Disney tickets, Peach. And Disney should have been paying you and your family for directing people there. I'm sure it's a lot of families or a lot of her followers that's going to Disney that probably didn't have it in mind to go to Disney. A lot of your followers bought Kurt Geiger's purses and they told you they did. And you still get on there and act a fool. You don't even have to do a brand deal. You could do a link. They don't know who you are when you're doing a link. They don't know they probably go to your page or whatever and make sure, you know, you're American or something like that. But you could do your links. That's crazy to me that you don't have links all off and through your pages. Then you're singing people's song. I like the way you are. There's no way I would have been singing that song and you're not paying me to sing it. And she could be getting paid. She could be getting paid. But there's no way that I would be singing anybody's song or dancing to I don't care how it was trending. She said, well, I looked through and see what's trending. You would not have me singing anybody's song or dancing to anybody's song or having any song trending. You let JT come and pick you up. I ain't seen JT. I think I seen her on your page one time since then. JT came and got your followers. Did JT pay you to make that club appearance with her? You just so happy to be there. Oh, JT, because you want to be a part of, like your sister Akasha said. There's no way. That's why. So when people say, "Oh, she's so smart," and I'm like, "Really, is she?" Because I see a lot of things as a content creator and as a social media influencer and affiliate marketer that you are not doing that would you say you don't you she took a month off. She said she can't take a break. She can't take a break. You wouldn't be working as hard as you do. But I have a feeling that you like doing all that stuff so you can get away from Wood and the kids. Oh, I gotta go shop. Oh, I gotta go do this. You keep Wood home with the kids. Hey, hello. Thanks for joining us, Sing Raj. Thanks for joining tonight. Um, you could you could be making your money like that. You could be making money in your sleep. You don't even have to do as much content. That's another thing. Why are you doing content every day? Why are you posting every day? You shouldn't have to post content that much. You're posting a whole bunch of silly stuff all day. There's no way you should need to post that much. If you look at E Kane posting once a month on YouTube, 2 or 3 videos a month, and if you look at her views, she has as much views as Peach does, and Peach is on here on social media all day long, every day, because you have made your followers your support system, who you talk to every day, your friends, your besties. But you should be making more money than what you're making, for real. You shouldn't have to sell those guides and get on live for hours at a time and leave them brand new babies at home sitting on Wood's chest. You know Wood been smoking them Newports. They sitting on Wood's chest inhaling that Newport smoke. You should be at home nesting and nursing and all that stuff. What's up? What's up, Kendall's Rising Queens? Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate it, Jazzy J. Ray. What's good? But we're about to wrap it up. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I can't even believe I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I don't usually do this, but guys, I think on Saturdays I'll probably be doing this. If you want to tune in and join me, and we'll talk about different hot topics. And I'll post something during the week and say, hey, what you guys want to talk about on on Saturday night wine downs, and you can bring your, whatever you're gonna sip on, your little libations, and we can chit chat. Next time I go live, I'll probably show my face. Today I didn't have it planned to go live, and I don't have on my makeup. I don't come live without my makeup on, y'all. Whatever you thought I looked like, I look worse without my makeup and all my little stuff. So, but yeah, I keep it real, but not real like that. But yeah, but we all like to laugh and giggle and talk about Peach. But I got all off topic. But yeah, if you're a new creator and you're thinking that she has something to offer you, just go online, because I've been able to learn a lot by going to YouTube University, and just do that. Or if you just want to support her, continue to support her. There's nothing wrong with supporting somebody you like. But also, just understand that she has her supporters and she has her following because she took the time to build that up. And she saw what was working for her, and she continues to do that. And as long as she continues to do that, it's going to be people who love her dirty draws, who are not going to want to hear nothing against her, and they're going to buy everything she sells just because they want to support her. They have bought into her. And whatever we think of her life, whatever we think of what she's doing, it is what it is. But thank you all you lovely ladies and gentlemen, for joining me tonight. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. If you're down with your girl, drop a money bag in the chat. Money getters. And I will see you all tomorrow. I can't decide if I'm going to go live from Walmart. It'll be early in the morning if I do, because I got to take my girls to Walmart. I want to find them a little dress. My baby girl is graduating from high school this week, and I'm just going to get them a little something to wear. Can you believe the school at the 11th hour tried to tell me we owe $600 for books? That little girl almost did walk across the stage because I was not about to pay $600 for books. And then my daughter was like, "Oh, Mama, they said we can get them off Amazon." So I ended up paying $100 for ninth grade books. But yeah, thanks for dropping the money bags in the chat. You guys have a great Saturday evening. I know it's late for some of y'all. You guys are on the East Coast, on this coast, on that coast. It's 8:47 where I'm at. No, I didn't pay it though. I went up there getting ready to go off, but I held my composure because I was going to talk her up out of that. Like, what do you mean? Because they did say she owed for fines and she couldn't go to grad night unless she paid for the fine. So I'm thinking, okay, we paid the fine. That was $50. So we paid for the books. So they was like, oh no, we don't like penalizing kids, so we wait to senior day. Why in the heck would you wait to senior day, 4 or 5 days before graduation, to tell these kids they owe that? And as we're walking out, I think it was another little girl. She was going up on them, and the principal was like, okay, you're going to make it to where you can't walk across the stage. She was like, I don't give a. I'm like, ooh, okay. I guess she was hot because she probably told her the same thing they told my daughter. You owe $1,000 or you can't graduate. They was never going to get that from me. But the books come in Amazon tomorrow. So, uh, yeah. Yeah, my mom gonna sit up there and say, well, she already did all the work, so you could just go pay them for it. I'm like, first of all, I got it. I don't want to pay it, but my baby's gonna walk across that stage. They didn't even give her a cap and gown that I already paid for. I already done paid for a cap and gown. I done paid thousands of dollars for pictures. My baby is walking across that stage. She worked hard for this. Why would she? Who cares about the paper? Just a high school diploma. Who cares about that? She want to walk across that stage. Are you kidding me? My baby was gonna walk across that stage if I had to pull out one of my boobs and like Peach do and get y'all give me some I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yeah. So so we got the graduation and that's it for for high school. I got two more after her, 1 and 2 years, so we'll be doing this all over again. But and then she's off to college, so yeah, yeah. But once again, good night. I love you guys. I appreciate the support. Kendi K, Peachy, Yo Yo, Gamer, uh, Jazzy. Who am I forgetting? Kendall's Rising Kings. Thank you all. And I'm gonna be Mind Journey. Thanks for joining. I'm going to be checking out your pages and making sure that I'm watching you when you're going live too. We all got to support each other. And one more thing, real quick, because some of y'all, it might not be y'all, but I have a short that I did too about this too. I meant to say this earlier. Some of y'all, I will see I got a like or I see I got a view, and the you come in there, you like it real quick, or you come in there, you watch a few seconds. I rather you not. I rather you not like something, and I rather you not comment, because that makes you look spammy, and it makes you look like a bot, and it makes it look like clickbaitish or something. It drags my algorithm down when you do that. So if you're gonna support me all the way, because if I come to your page, I'm gonna watch your short all the way through. I'm gonna like and I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna do all of the things to, because I know as a content creator how much that means for me to watch it. I'm not gonna say I watch your videos. If they're a long video, I might just watch 3 or 4 shorts to get you square. Or I might comment on your post. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna comment, but I'm not gonna come to your page and I see you have a 5-minute video. Go in there and hit play. Let it play for 10 seconds and then leave a comment. That doesn't do me any good. Yes, the studio will show you when people swipe away. Yeah. So don't do that. Don't do that. Make sure that the same support you want that you're giving out. I'm not saying anybody that's on this live is doing that. I appreciate everybody who shows me love. But when I'm telling you, when I come to your page, I'm watching in full. I might not watch all your live all the way through, but I'm going to come and I'm going to stay for 5 or 10 minutes to make it count. Or if you have a short video, I'm going to watch it all the way through because I have my TV, I have my phones, I have my laptop, I have whatever. And a lot of times I'm working on my projects, and sometimes like I'll be watching Yo-Yo, and I'm not even I like it on my TV and I like it on my phone. I'm not even commenting or whatever like that really, but I'm working and I'm just letting it play so I could be a part of it. And I comment here and there, but sometimes I'm there and I'm cooking or whatever and I'm watching you guys. So make sure you do that, because when you do that, when you go and you don't like and you don't watch something all the way, you don't watch a short and full, or you don't watch a video for a significant amount of time, it makes you look like a bot, and it's going to hurt your channel too. So it's not just hurting the people that you're doing that to. Right, because I'm a creator and I am sensitive about my stuff, my journey. All right, that's it. Right. Good night, everybody. God bless. See you guys tomorrow. Or if you guys got something going on tonight, and who's going live? Anybody else going live tonight? Y'all going to bed? If you're going live, let me know now, and I'll come to your page and show you the same love. All right, y'all. Have a good night.